Just a little reminder for everybody out there who's going through the dark night of the soul right now. And for those who don't know, the dark night of the soul is when you are questioning yourself, you're questioning your life, you're questioning your choices and decisions. You basically don't know which way is up and which way is down. And it feels super dark. It feels super heavy. It feels like you're never going to break out of it, like you're never going to break free. But what I want you to know, what I want you to understand is that the breakdown happens right before the breakthrough. And so if you're going through the dark night of the soul right now, I can almost guarantee you that there is a huge breakthrough on the other side of this for you. Many people experience this dark night of the soul when they're first awakening. So in the beginnings of their spiritual awakening. And so that initial dark night of the soul tends to happen when we start to realize that reality isn't exactly what we perceived it as, right? We start being confronted with the lies. We start being confronted with hypocrisy, both in the world and within ourselves. But as we continue to move through our spiritual journey, we have more dark nights of the soul. Sorry, guys. We do. It happens. Every time we step into a deeper level of our purpose, a deeper level of our path, we begin unfurling our soul's blueprint for this lifetime and really stepping into that and embodying that. Every single time this happens, every single time we level up. And 2024 is a huge year of leveling up. This is a quantum shift in timelines that we're experiencing in 2024. So most of you watching this are probably in this energy. You're getting ready to quantum leap. You are getting ready to level up, to take some aspect of your life to the next level. And so what is going on during this time is an inner paradigm shift that's ready to match the outer paradigm shift that is occurring. All right. And so we get thrown into another level of this as we begin to step forward. And this is what's been happening to me. As I stepped into another level of my power, as I started to own my abilities as a creator being and to really set some big, expansive goals for myself and pursue those goals, this energy reared its head again. The energy, the old belief systems, right? The old programming that tells us that we're not good enough, that tells us that we can't succeed. It's essentially the ego, the protective mechanism being activated that wants to keep us inside the box where it's safe, right? And so all of this comes up, all of this self-doubt creeps in, all of the wounds that haven't been healed yet, because this is what our purpose and our spiritual path is designed to do. It's designed to bring all of that to the surface so that we have to face it, right? So that we can walk through it with courage, which is not an absence of fear. It is the willingness to walk through our fears anyway. And in these moments, when all of this energy rears its ugly head, when all of this trauma, all of these belief systems, when all of this comes spilling out, spilling up to the surface, we have a choice. Do I move through this energy? Do I keep showing up no matter what, in spite of this energy? Or do I allow this energy to rule me? Do I allow these old belief systems to get a foothold? Do I decide that that little voice in my head is right, that I'm not enough, that I'm never going to make it? Right? That I was fooling myself. Maybe that I'm crazy, right? Because as we start awakening spiritual and stepping into our path and our purpose, there's a lot of people that are going to tell us that. Right? We start expanding our consciousness beyond the parameters of what's known, of what's culturally or socially accepted and understood. So there's a whole lot of that energy that comes in. There's going to be friends and family when we start moving towards our purpose who tell us, oh, don't do that. That doesn't make any sense, right? Don't go there. That's dangerous. And it's basically just our ego being echoed to us by the voices around us, right? Because as within, so without. So we can listen to that. We can shrink back, or we can continue to allow our light to expand. We can show up for it, even though we're afraid. Remembering that quote, remembering that courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to walk through that fear, right? So we can do that. We can walk through our fears. We can show up even though we're scared, even though inside we might be cringing, and do the things that scare us. And we can look at those belief systems, we can acknowledge them, and we can release them. We can decide to rewrite those stories. And so we just keep healing and we keep growing and we keep pushing through. And one day, all of a sudden, it's like somebody turns on the light. Somebody turns on the light and all of a sudden that breakdown has become the breakthrough. We're on the other side of it. We feel like we can breathe. But we don't feel like the person we were when we started because we're somebody new. This dark night of the soul, this is an initiation. It initiates us into another phase of our power, of our purpose. And we are never the same when we come through it as we were when we started. And that is the whole entire point. All right, so if you're going through a dark night of the soul right now, then this is your confirmation. This is your message from your guides, from your angels, from your higher self, however you want to look at it, the universe, creator, source, spirit, that you are right where you're supposed to be. And you're doing so much better than you give yourself credit for. You are in the home stretch, baby. So just keep going. Just keep going and know that your soul knew what you were capable of before you came here. Everything was designed by your soul for your highest growth and your highest and greatest benefit. And everything is working out splendidly. So trust yourself, trust the process, and trust that everything will continue to unfold. As long as you keep showing up, everything will continue to unfold exactly as it is meant to. I love you so much. I appreciate you so much. You are so beautiful. You are powerful beyond measure. And when you allow yourself to shine your light, as Marianne Williamson says, you unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. So keep shining that light, baby. Keep shining that light. If this message was a lighthouse for you, imagine, just imagine for a moment that your own journey, your own story is a lighthouse for others as well. You could be guiding somebody through the darkness without even realizing that you are doing it. Yes, you can guide others through darkness even when you are in the midst of it yourself. How amazing, how incredible is that?